What the heck is up, you guys? It's your boy Ace, aka Animated Heroes, here, back with another video for you guys, and you already know what it is. It is that time of year once again. Actually, it's past that time of year because this video is a day late. But we are here to discuss my top 10 action figures of 2022. Now, honestly, this was a list I was going to hold out on a little bit longer, but I didn't want to wait too long into 2023 before dropping the video. Otherwise, you guys probably wouldn't be interested. Now, I had a lot of people ask me about my list. Everyone's been posting theirs via Instagram, YouTube, or basically any social media platform, and I've kind of shied away from it a little bit. Now, the reason being is because there are figures I still haven't gotten yet that I honestly feel like would possibly make the list. And the reason I haven't gotten some of these figures is because I combined all of my December orders on AmiAmi to save myself on shipping, and so I could also use the PayPal pay in 4 method. You guys know how that go. So yeah, they still haven't sent me my basically my payment request for some orders, like Kakashi is one. I know people have been asking for that review. The Yor, the Venom. What else is in there? The Cyborg Superman, even Figma Gojo. So, are also Revoltech Black Panther. I think that's everything that's in the particular order. But all of those figures released December 2022, and I wanted to experience all of them before making the list. But like I said, I didn't want to wait too long. So here we are with my top 10 figures that I have in my collection right now. Who knows, I might double back and do an updated video if I feel like it. If you guys want it, you can tell me in the comments. But for now, let's go ahead and dive into my top 10 that I have so far, starting with my honorable mentions. Now, for my honorable mentions, as always, I will go from left to right just because that makes it easier on you guys and it makes it easier on myself as well. First off, we have the McFarlane Toys. I think this is a Mortal Kombat Spawn. I don't know. I just saw it. It looked good. And I was like, you know what? I got to pick this up. So I ended up pre-ordering it on Big Bad Toy Store. Got it in hand. I actually opened it on my Christmas live stream. And I was quite surprised at how good of a figure it is. This is actually really nice. I think this is the best looking Spawn figure that we've gotten. It poses decent enough. He could have came with some better accessories. He just comes with the plastic chains that look okay. I feel like he could have put a little bit more detail into them. But I mean, if all the detail and sculpt and paint went into the figure, I am not complaining because this is a damn good looking figure. And if you're looking for a go-to Spawn, then I do highly recommend this one. Now, next up is the Revoltech Todoroki from My Hero Academia. Unfortunately, I had no time with this figure at all. It was just too much coming out this year, and I just didn't really get to spend much time with this figure. I was posing it around before I stood him on the shelf right here, and I realized, man, this is a great figure, and I haven't even photographed it, which is unusual for me, but this is a solid piece. I don't think he is too expensive, but if you are into My Hero Academia, I recommend picking him up because it's a good figure. I really like it a lot. The faces aren't the best, but that's probably the only gripe I have with it. The joints are pretty solid, the figure poses very well, and he comes with more than enough accessories for his quirk abilities, so I think this is great. It's going to look really good with Endeavor, who is hopefully going to be coming out soon. We'll have to see on that one. Next up is one that people think I'm joking about. I swear, I think people think that it's going to become a running gag on my channel, but I swear to you guys, it's not. We have my boy Bandai America, Big Vec from Stranger Things, or Vecna. If you know, then you know. I call him Big Vec. But this is a solid figure, yo. I honestly really love this thing. The only issues I have with it is, first off, he came with a big paint chip on his forehead. I was about to say splotch, but no, it's a paint chip on the forehead that is very noticeable. I wish it was literally anywhere else on the body and it would have been fine. But And then he doesn't come with any accessories, which none of them do. So I can't really dock them for that. But man, if this guy came with some like posable tendrils, that would have made this figure. He would have definitely made the top 10 list. I really enjoy this thing. I've taken so many photographs of it that I just haven't posted yet. But I do like this thing a lot. Now next, the Figma Yuji Itadori. Yes, a Figma. Well, it didn't make the list, but it could have made the list. This is a figure that I didn't think was going to be that good, but it ended up being much better than I thought it was going to. Now, is it better than SHF? In my opinion, no. But accessory-wise, yes. Posability-wise, no, but he poses very dang good. The only issues I really have with this guy is I don't really care for the skin tone. I feel like it's a little too beige-ish, too yellow-ish. But other than that, I mean, it's pretty solid. Articulation works very well. Accessories, once again, fantastic. He just looks great. Now, moving on to these two Spider-Man figures right here. I'll cover these at the same time. The Renew Your Vows 2-pack Spider-Man and the Amazing Fantasy. Both of these are just really solid pieces. Now, you guys know I'm not the biggest Marvel Legends collector, but I just personally really enjoy Spider-Man for one. But these two are just, I feel like, phenomenal work. I don't like the diaphragm joint being there without the waist swivel because it does break up that sculpt whenever you're posing him around. But other than that, these are two solid figures. The sculpt work and everything are just fantastic. Accessories could be a little bit better, but he comes with enough to make it enjoyable, so I'm not going to complain. Moving on to Moon Knight. This is a figure I just picked up because I like Moon Knight. That's really all it is to it. I really love Moon Knight. After I read Midnight Mission, I just kind of fell in love with the character. Now I've read probably 15, 20 different Moon Knight comics. I have all of the Moon Knight figures from Marvel Legends at this point. Granted, I didn't get the Mr. Knight. I am going to have to get that one. But this thing was so much better than I thought it was going to be. It's another one that I opened on my Christmas live stream, and I fell in love immediately. I do need a custom cape for this guy. So if you guys know where I can get that, feel free to let me know. But yes, I do love this figure, and if you don't have it, I highly recommend it. Now these last two I'm also going to cover back to back because these are solid figures, man. I know a lot of people weren't really feeling this Vegeta and this Goku, mostly because, I mean, they're reuse of body molds. Granted, the only thing new on Vegeta is the torso, but look, these figures have been an absolute blast for me just because of the fact I love the expressions, man. And expressions for me can make or break photos. You guys know I do photography, so I just enjoy taking shots of these guys. I have so many unposted shots of Vegeta and quite a few of Goku as well. Vegeta honestly could have made my list if there were just a few more accessories added in, but granted, this is how he was in the movie, so you can't really add anything to that. But yes, anyway, that is my honorable mentions. I've already spoken enough and we haven't even gotten into the meat of the video. Let's go ahead and dive right into it. Now getting into my top 10. Now coming in at a solid number 10 is the Mafex Batman Hush Harley Quinn. Personally, as a DC collector and a big fan of Harley Quinn, I feel like this was exactly what I needed in a Harley Quinn action figure. For anyone who is a DC collector, this is something we have all been asking for quite some time. The DC Icons was a very good figure, and I still think that it is. But in terms of articulation, it just doesn't match this right here. This is just almost perfection, and quite honestly, the only issues I have with it are the fact that it doesn't come with any hands for holding guns, which she didn't really use guns in the movie, but I still think some trigger hands would have been good. And then it just doesn't have enough petiteness to the body. I didn't realize that until someone actually commented on my review. She is built almost kind of stick figure-ish. I do wish she had a little bit more curve because she had a lot of them in the comics especially. But still, it's a solid piece and I do highly recommend getting your hands on it. It looks good as a standalone figure, but it's going to look really good if you have Catwoman and you also pre-ordered Poison Ivy. The Gotham City Sirens are going to look amazing together. Now, this next one I am going to get a little bit personal with, because before Chadwick Boseman, I never really cared about the character of Black Panther. Actually, I'm not going to say I didn't care about him. I just really didn't know anything about him. But after I watched Civil War, I was like, this dude is absolutely amazing. And I just fell in love with the lore of Black Panther. I'm literally wearing Black Panther socks right now. That I know that doesn't count for anything. But anyway, I fell in love with everything about it. I love the movies. I love the characters. I've read a few comics. I just really fell in love with it. So to get an actual very good Marvel Legends Black Panther action figure just really made me happy. Of course, I love the imports, but I'm not going to lie. I love this figure more than I love any of the imports. And I don't know what it is, man. Falling in love with this character could have something to do with the fact that not only is he African American, but he's a badass African American superhero. I really love that. It could be the representation, maybe, but even if it wasn't, I still think I would just love the character and the lore of Black Panther. So I just had to throw that out there for you guys. I really love this figure. It is very solid, and if you don't have this, what are you waiting for? Add this to your collection. It is very freaking dope. Now, this next one I don't feel like would come as a surprise to anyone at all, because despite the movie being an absolute dumpster fire, you guys probably already know that I love Gohan. Despite not being the biggest Dragon Ball fan, Gohan has just always been my favorite character. So I've always wanted a good adult Gohan figure. The Great Saiyaman figure was nice for a while, but it just didn't do well on those Gohan head sculpts. The base one didn't look too good, but the Super Saiyan one was nice enough, but unfortunately I couldn't put it on any of the Goku bodies without making some modifications to have an Ultimate Gohan. I just couldn't do it. This right here is exactly what was needed. Not only is it Ultimate Gohan, but it's Ultimate Gohan in his purple gi. Of course, the wristbands and the shoes are a little bit different, but that's fine with me because I prefer this look. I actually like this better than the Z look. So I'm happy with this. I don't like the fact that this is a Build-A-Figure, but I do want all the extra crazy accessories that are going to come with this guy. I still haven't bought Pan, Gamma 1, Gamma 2, or any of the others. I'm hoping I could figure something out to work my way around that. But either way, this is a solid figure, and at 30 bucks, this is one any Dragon Ball collector has to have in your collection. It utilizes the 3.0 body, which basically means the articulation is absolutely outstanding, and it's just a beautiful looking figure. So if you haven't gotten this guy yet, he's still cheap. Go get him. Now, I will be the first to admit that this purchase came out of pure nostalgia, and I don't mean from reading comics about this costume. It came strictly from me playing Spider-Man on the PlayStation 1. I remember when I found out the cheat codes for this game to where I could get every single costume. This was the exact costume I used for hours on end, just swinging through the city and beating the crap out of bad guys. I didn't know anything about this costume, but I absolutely fell in love with this black look for Spider-Man. And then I remember for the first time seeing it in Spider-Man the Animated Series when my boy was chasing down Shocker. I just fell in love with it all over again. And then the third time when we got to see it on the big screen in Spider-Man 3. Now, granted, that movie was trash, but as a kid, I loved seeing this costume. Even though it wasn't the exact same, it was still Spider-Man possessed by the symbiote going on a rampage. And this was just a figure that I had to add to my collection, and Mafex did what they always do with their Spider-Man figures. They capitalized on the accessories, the articulation, paint, sculpt, detail. It is all there. Granted, there are a few hiccups in people's Spider logos, but that's literally the only issue I've heard with this figure. So if you can still get it for a relatively decent price, I highly recommend trying to get your hands on this guy. He's totally worth it. For this next release, we have none other than my boy, the Flame Hashira from Demon Slayer, made by Figma. Now, I already know what some of you guys are thinking. Figma? Normally, their releases can be used to support a local dumpster fire, but not this time. They went all in on this figure, and I would even go as far as to say is this is one of the best Figmas that has ever been made. Now, it sucks that right after this, they released probably one of their worst figures they've ever made, but that's not what we're here to talk about. This Rengoku does everything that it should do. The only issues I have with this guy are that the cape really can limit that articulation, but that's to be expected. That's going to be the same with any Rengoku figure we get that comes with a plastic cape. It's the same with the Buzz mod, but what's crazy is that not only is this Figma better than the Buzz mod, it does almost everything better. The articulation works a little bit better. The aesthetics look better. He's actually taller than the Buzz mod, which is strange to say, but the flame accessories are better. This guy just overall is a better figure, and he comes with a bloody face. I am all for the battle damage looks. I love that they included that. So Figma almost did no wrong with this figure. I do wish that the cape was a little bit better, but other than that, this guy dang near for me is a solid 10 out of 10. Almost. I'd go as far as giving it a 9.5. No, we'll say 9. We'll just say a solid 9. It's a good figure, and if you can get your hands on it, try to do so before it shoots up in price. For this next one, I already know what somebody somewhere is thinking. Another legend made the list? Yes. I don't know why, but it has been like a thing in the community. People really think I hate Marvel Legends, and I don't. I just call them out for their bullcrap. But honestly, lately, I have been enjoying Legends so much more than I did in the past years, just because I think that they're getting a lot better. Now, granted, some people in the community don't think so. I do still think that some of their decisions are questionable, especially regarding some of the things done in this 3-pack, but we're not here to talk about the 3-pack. We're here to talk about the Daredevil that was in this 3-pack. Now, I think that this Daredevil is just excellent, man. This was the perfect use for the Renew Your Vows 2-pack Spider-Man body, because it doesn't have the waist swivel, but it's not necessary, because if you turn this guy, nothing is broken up from the logo down. You still can see the Daredevil logo, and then everything else is just this maroon or reddish color as it's supposed to be, so it doesn't look like the costume is, I don't know, off center or, again, sculpt broken up. This just looks and works very well. It also has the toe articulation, which I'm happy with. The Daredevil head sculpt is fine. I know some people said that they wish that they had mixed up the reds a little bit, but I'm perfectly fine with this as it is. I think this is a solid figure. Sucks you had to go through a 3-pack to get it, but it is one that I'm sure will be released single-carded one of these days, maybe with a tad bit difference in the paint scheme. That might work for some of you guys, but overall, this is a solid figure, man. If you can get your hands on this one, go ahead and buy it. If you don't want Elektra and Bullseye, you can sell them. I literally sold them minutes after posting them. So this was all I needed, and I have it. Great figure. Now, you guys are crazy if you thought that there wasn't going to be any Jujutsu Kaisen greatness on this list. Y'all knew I had to add these. And to be honest, these very well could have easily made it to number 1, because both of these are solid releases. Now, I had to throw Gojo in here just because he made number 1, I believe, last year. He was really close to it. And I love this Gojo just as much, man. Even though it's nothing more than a new collar piece, a new head sculpt, and a brand new fabulous hair sculpt, the accessories for me made it more than worth it. He comes with a ton more hands. The face plates look really good. And again, this hair sculpt is just so much better than the first. I love Gojo in Jujutsu Kaisen Zero, and I love Gojo in anything, man. So Gojo is going to make the list every time a Gojo figure releases. Honestly, I was hoping that maybe I could add the Figma on here, because people are saying the Figma is better than this one, but I won't believe that till I get it. But anyway, Yuta, I strongly believe that Yuta is the best SH Figuarts Jujutsu Kaisen figure, man. This is probably the best capture they have done from a character from a movie and translated it into anime or figure form. This is just phenomenal, man. And it still surprises me that so many people slept on this figure. I need to see more of Yuta on my timeline. And I can't talk because I don't even think I've photographed this guy yet. But seriously, man, this is a damn good figure. Literally a 10 out of 10. If you don't have this damn Yuta, go get this damn Yuta. I'm telling you right now, go buy it. He's up for a great deal on AmiAmi and probably all over the place domestically as well. Go get this figure. You will not regret it. Now, this is one I had to put on the list. And quite frankly, the reason that I put him above the Jujutsu Kaisen Greatness figures is because this is BuzzMod in their bag. I said this during my review and I will say it again. This is without a doubt easily their best release because this figure not only captures the character of Tengen Uzui in all of his flashiness, but it just does so great at doing it, man. This is just perfection. Every single BuzzMod figure that has released, there's always been something a tad bit off, something that just isn't perfect. Figma normally gets it in terms of looks. BuzzMod normally kills it in terms of accessories, but this just does everything. Accessories, looks, posability. Now, he is a tad bit trickier to pose than some of the other figures, especially when you're trying to get him into dynamic poses. But once you've got it down, man, this thing is just a breath of fresh air. This is worth every single penny I paid. Now, normally, I'll buy BuzzMod figures and be upset with the amount I spend on them. But this guy right here, I am not even tripping, yo. I spent 130, 140 bucks and I would pay it again and again and again and again as long as their figures keep coming out like this because this is absolute perfection. Not only does he look good with BuzzMod figures, he also looks really damn good with Figma figures. So you could throw this in any line and you guys get the gist of it. If you haven't watched my review of this guy, go check it out. If you're a Demon Slayer fan, do not wait to add this guy to your collection. This is just a fantastic figure, man. That's all there is to it. Now, if you saw my review for this figure, then you should already know why it's added to the list. Because this figure captures everything that was Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta in Dragon Ball GT. Although our time with him was very short, it was bittersweet. And honestly, it was probably one of the only things I really enjoyed about GT. Now, the reason I'm not actually showing off the figure is because I ordered way too many of these, and the ones that I already had in hand, I sold. I still have 2 more coming in, but they haven't made it yet, so that's why you don't see the figure in front of you. But overall, this figure is just one that is absolute perfection. It comes with every expression we need for Vegeta. They scaled it down a bit because most Vegeta figures are a little too tall. This one I think is more accurate to the anime. He's extremely bulky. He's muscular as he needs to be. It looks very great next to the Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Comes with all the accessories that we need, including the Final Shine accessory that you see in front of you. This figure is just pure perfection. Everything that was wrong with Super Saiyan 4 Goku, which it wasn't much, but they corrected it with this figure, man. This is one that I think if you don't get it right now, it is going to be difficult to get in the future. It is a regular release, but I have seen regular Dragon Ball releases sell out. So do not sleep on this guy. If you have Goku, there is no reason for you not to have this figure. He's hitting domestic websites as of now. So go hurry up and get this guy while you still can. Use whatever means necessary because this figure is an experience for sure. Last but not least is 3 figures you guys should already know were going to make the list. Now I know, Ace, this is more than 1 figure. It's 3. You can't do that. Y'all knew these were going to make the list. Come on now. Don't even act surprised. Y'all knew by the time I hit number 2, if these didn't show, they were all going to show up as 1. Because there was no way I was just going to put 1 or 2 of these figures on the list, yo. The Naruto line is back, baby. And that's probably the best news I got action figure-wise in 2022. With everything else that was announced, all the crazy lines and crazy figures that are coming, this is just what I am excited for the most. And all three of these figures came out right around the same time. They all are exceptional figures and they look so good together. We finally have Team 7, and really the only thing I'm upset about is the fact that I can't add Kakashi to the end of this video because I don't have it yet. But yes, these are... If you don't have these, bro, come on now. If you're one of those people that was rooting for the Naruto line to come back and you don't have these, bro, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing for real, man? I shouldn't have to explain why these figures are necessary to have in your collection as a Naruto fan, because at this point, I feel like the action figure community has already done it, man. Everyone who's gotten their hands on these has praised how good they are. So I'm just going to let these figures speak for themselves, man. Check the Instagram timelines. Check my timeline. Wherever you want to look, these figures are there and they look absolutely amazing. And I just cannot wait to see what all Tamashii Nations has in store for the future. I need as many of these in my collection as possible. And if you're someone who wants to know why they're on my top 10 list, then again, go check all over the place. They look beautiful. So this video ended up coming out to be way longer than I wanted it to, but there's nothing you could do about it. I feel like this is our time to really express how much we love our action figures, and videos like these really do show our appreciation for everything that we've added to our collection over the past 12 months. So I always enjoy these videos. I'm pretty sure mine is going to be much longer than anyone else's, but I can't help it, man. I love to talk about why I love these figures, and if you're watching, then, I mean, that's what you're watching for. I hope that you feel the same. But anyway, I do want to know you guys' top 10 as well, or at least a couple in your top 10. Feel free to leave that information in the comments below, and make sure to subscribe to my channel because it always helps me. Give this video a thumbs up. That is the most important. That helps me more than anything. Make sure to hit that bell icon to be notified whenever I upload new content. And lastly, follow me on everything you see listed in the description below to keep up with my activity outside of YouTube. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Stay safe wherever you are, and bye. Sorry for the long video.